Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe, especially if this reading resonates with you. And also, you may want to check out the other videos that pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs. I think that'll give you a much more dynamic picture of what's going on this week. All right. So, Cancer, what is up? What's been going on? What's on your mind? What is the message? What is the reading? What is the energy for Cancer? Well, we've got the art or temperance card, alchemy, blending. Let's just lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. And that is going to include this mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're not going to look at this until the very end, and hopefully that will tie the reading together. Give us that confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So stick around to see what that might be, because that might be the kind of the missing key, the missing link that we're looking for. So, taking a look at things here, looks like we have a nice balance of cards. There's water, there's some earth, a little bit of fire, some air, a couple major arcana cards, a court card or two. So it seems like a very nice balance. I think that, I think your energy is feeling really balanced right now. I don't think there's any, hyper focus on the physical world. There's no hyper focus on your emotions or your thinking, right? Or on your creativity, your spiritual pursuits. I think everything is in a nice balance. Seems like a lot of harmony today. And speaking of harmony, we've got that initial art or temperance card as the first card that we pulled out here. So I'm thinking that the situation going on with you is trying to kind of figure out how to blend some of these energies together, right? It may be that we have all of the elements here today, but they're all kind of compartmentalized, right? It's like your physical world, your physical life is separate from your mental life, which is separate from your emotional life, which is then separated from your creative pursuits, and that's separated from your spiritual practices, if you have spiritual practices. So I feel like there might be this need for kind of integration, this need for finding that missing link or that missing key. And maybe we'll get that in the confirmation card today, about how you can link all of these different areas of your life together, okay? I see that you've got a lot of activity in every realm, but there's just nothing that's pulling it all together and just drawing it together in one whole person. It's like this alchemist here, this art or temperance card, trying to blend the energies, trying to blend the opposites, right? In order to create that philosopher's stone, to create that immortality, that spiritual life, that spiritual activity, right? That unifying substance that's going to, that missing link or key that's going to tie everything together. And maybe this is literally what our confirmation card is going to be for us today. And this might be a reading that really explains what that confirmation card, that mystery card, is supposed to be in these readings, right? Which sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I mean, it's the unknown factor. And sometimes it has different messages for us. It's not always predictable. It's not always what we expect or what we think should be coming. So we've got this need to blend things together and to have something to unify all of our activities. And then we've got the Princess of Discs. Now, I've said here a lot that the Princess of Discs is a card that contains the abundance and the blessings from every realm, right? When I see an Earth card, particularly the Princess or the Ace of Discs, when I see either of those cards, I know it's not just about the physical world. It's not just about health or wealth, fitness or finances. It's not just about the physical substance, the physical material stuff around us. It's not just about our physical bodies. The physical is the container for the spirit. The physical is the container for all of the other elements. Okay? This is the vessel. So this is kind of the work that you're trying to accomplish. This is you doing the work, trying to bring everything together and bring your life together into one whole life. And this is kind of the result of that. This is what that's going to look like. So I think you're going to be successful. I think you're going to find what's missing. You're going to find a way to pull all of your different interests and activities, all the different realms and domains of your life into one just beautiful whole existence. Okay? And I'm not trying to get hocus pocus, not trying to get too mystical here today, but I really think it's about bringing everything together and blending all of your energies together, like this alchemist, like this art or temperance card is doing. And this is the result of that. You're gonna be able to achieve that. Your life as a whole is going to be the vessel for all of the other elements, for everything that you want in your life, everything that is meaningful to you and important to you. Now, let's go to some of these other cards, because I'm curious what some of these are going to show us. The first thing that we see that I want to get to is this other court card. This is another disc. This is the Prince of Discs. Now, I don't look at this the same way that I look at the Princess of Discs, right? The Princess of Discs, to me, is that vessel, that container that holds everything, right? All of the other elements, the spiritual, the quintessences within the earth, right? So with this Prince of Discs, this I think is someone in your life, an earth sign person that, I think you're trying to bring them into your life. And maybe this is really primarily about you trying to blend your life and your domain with their domain, with them. Maybe this is more focused on this relationship that you have with this person and how the two of you can blend your life together and create one, tie it all together with one holistic energy, right? Create that philosopher's stone, create that beautiful life together that is just all-inclusive, right? So I wonder if this is that person, though, I don't see a lot of indication that this is a romantic situation, but this person is involved in some way, okay? And this could be, it's somebody close to you or somebody with whom you have a relationship now that is a factor, kind of one of the reasons why you're here today. Maybe this is just someone that you know who seems like they've got their stuff all wrapped up in a nice package. They've got their stuff together. Or it could be someone with whom you're having these discussions, or maybe some conflicts with someone, or someone, that is an associate of yours, or someone that is almost a role model for you in some way, right? But I feel like this is somebody that really does have their stuff together, but in a way where they're just kind of doing it and they're not really aware that anything is going on. Does that make any sense? It's just like they seem like they're functioning perfectly, but they're just kind of doing so blindly or unconsciously, right? The Prince of Discs is just doing the work. They're not thinking that much about it, right? They're not really contemplating things. They're not experiencing it directly. They're just kind of doing it. But they're doing it a little bit unconsciously, a little bit unaware. And, there's good and bad in that, right? It's good to just be in the moment, in the zone, going with the flow, being in harmony, and not overthinking it. Just spontaneously acting and reacting and functioning in our environment in a very flowing kind of way, right? That's a good thing. But there's also the other side of that, where if we are just kind of too unconscious and we're going through life as like a robot, we're not having that deep spiritual experience, that deep, love experience with the universe, with our lives, with the things that we're involved in. It's just kind of robotic, right? So there's a couple different ways to look at that. But maybe in the comments you'll let me know who this person is. Am I just completely off track here with this person, or do you know somebody like this? They may or may not be an earth sign, but I think they may have that quality of, it seems like they're just very successful and they're just very in tune with life, but they're doing so a little bit robotically or unconsciously. Okay? But it could be that they're an earth sign person. And I don't know their relationship to you, to be honest with you. Okay? The next card that we're going to go to, I think, is going to be here, this Two of Swords. This is underneath things. This is just below the surface. And this card usually means crossroads or decision or a refusal to act. The key word for this card is peace, right? It's peace restored in some systems. And this is just like either there was some turmoil or fighting and now it's just done and over, or this is the avoidance of that. This is the avoidance of conflict and turmoil and upset. Okay? So this could be a little bit of what's going on beneath the surface with you, is maybe you want to have this holistic life. You want to be able to have a balance with your energies and with all the domains of your life. You want everything to be in balance and everything to be in harmony. But there's a little bit of a reluctance for you to make the difficult decisions, make the challenging choices, do the tough thing to get this thing going, right? To get this harmony, to get things in this Princess of Discs vessel, get this thing in one holistic kind of package. So there could be things in your life that need to change, or you have to make these decisions or communicate your will, your intention, your desires and needs to whoever's involved in your life or whatever institutions you're involved with, etc. But I think that there's a little bit of that beneath the surface. Like, you want to have this harmony and balance in your life, but part of you doesn't want to make that challenging decision or upset people by your decisions, or really, take that crossroad, right? To really choose the different path when you're at that fork in the road. Okay, so I think there's a little bit of a reluctance there. Now, right in line with that is that Hanged Man at the top of the spread here. One day I'll get an overhead camera, because once you see what I see, I think you'll enjoy these readings a little bit more, or it might be a little bit more clear because I don't always explain things properly. Okay, so at the top here we have the Hanged Man. So again, this goes with this Two of Swords. They're right in a vertical line with each other. And I think what it's saying here is, yeah, there are some decisions that you have to make. You have to give up certain things. You have to change your perspective. You have to, do some challenging things if you want to have this balance and harmony in your life. It's not something that you can just dream into existence. You've got to do the challenging things. It may be changing certain aspects of your life, the people in your life, your relationships with people or places or things. But it's, giving up certain things, changing your perspective, changing your beliefs, changing the way you're looking at things. And that's going to involve some challenging decisions, some difficult choices that, again, I think you're a little bit reluctant to make. But in order to have this harmony and balance and beauty of your life, you're going to have to do the difficult thing. And I guess the first step is really understanding what things need to change in order to give you this balance and harmony, this beautiful, holistic life that you're looking for. The good news is, in the immediate future, we see satisfaction, success, we see beauty, we see all of these 10 cups being filled, and this is just, you're satisfied, you're full. But at least for me, this analogy works for me, at least. When I'm at like a restaurant or a buffet, I think the more I eat, the happier I'll be, the more satisfied I'll be, right? The more fulfilled I'll be, like literally filled. But when you have too much of what you're after, it stops being so pleasurable, right? I think we all know that feeling. You eat a little bit too much at the holidays or whatever, and you don't feel so good for a while after. So that's kind of the same energy, same idea we get with the 10 of Cups here. And I've said this before. I like the 9 of Cups better. The 9 of Cups is when you leave a little bit of your desire empty, a little bit of your stomach empty, right? You can eat a lot, but just stop short of that kind of disgusting, heavy, like overfilled feeling, right? And so I think that is kind of what's coming in your immediate future. I think there's going to be an opportunity for pleasure and satisfaction and to be completely filled. But are you going to want to go the full distance to that 10 of Cups where you might feel a little too full, a little too much of that pleasurable thing? Or do you want to stop a little bit short so that there is room for more later, so that you don't feel just disgusting and overfilled? And leave a little bit of it empty so you can go have a little bit more later. Okay? Now, how does that relate to this whole idea of wanting this balanced and beautiful and harmonious life? I think it may be a situation where you think the more you have or the more your desires are satisfied, the happier and more harmonious and more beautiful your life will be. So I think really what this card is saying, at least with the Temperance card, the Art or Temperance card, it's about balance and harmony, blending things. It's the right proportion. So I think a big factor in this situation for you right now, this week, is learning how to temper your desires a little bit. Not going the full distance and filling all 10 cups. Stop a little short, leave a little bit of your stomach empty so that you can have more later, so that you'll still be hungry again pretty soon, and you're not going to have this disgusting feeling where I don't even want to look at ice cream again. At least for me. So go a little bit short so that you don't kind of ruin the experience. You know, I think that's an important factor here, is kind of learning that restraint. Okay. We're going to take a look at the path of the serpent now, because I know this video it's already getting a little long. Leave me some comments though too. Hit that like button if this resonates. Consider subscribing to the channel, but let me know if this is resonating with you. Let me know if I'm on track. Let me know if I've spent too much time on the path of the dove and you just want me to get on with things. I have a tendency to really kind of get absorbed into all of this energy, and I really do feel it strongly. You know, I get pretty passionate about reading for all of you. So let me know in the comments what you think. If you want me to hurry things along, speed things up, make these videos shorter, I'll do that. You let me know. I see that you have this Ace of Swords energy about you. This is kind of where your head has been at lately. And I think you are really focused right now. I think you really have this strong idea of what you want in life. I feel like you've been thinking about this one thing for a long time. It's really central to your life right now. And again, I don't quite know exactly what it is, but I do know that it's in some way related to this wanting this balanced, harmonious life, wanting to integrate all of these different aspects of yourself into just one, like, you know, one fully realized person, one fully realized life. And I think some aspect of that, or maybe that in general, has been your central focus for some time. With this Ace of Swords, I feel like there's one thing that's been on your mind, and it's like an idea or a thought that's not going away. Okay? Next, we see the Four of Discs in terms of your environment, your relationship with the environment. I think that you're in a very stable place now. You're in a very kind of successful living situation. Probably got a good job, good career, got a good home life, you've got good surroundings, you know, you're in good physical health. Everything is kind of stable and balanced. But this isn't quite that harmony or balance or perfection or beauty that we're seeing with the Art or Temperance card. This is more of just like having all of your basic needs met in a more or less pleasurable way, right? So, you know, you're not living in squalor, right? But you're not living in the lap of luxury either. Things are pretty good. Your basic needs are met and then a little bit more, right? So this could be, again, it's a double-edged sword. Everything kind of has two sides to it, right? The one side is, this is a good, stable situation. And, you know, maybe you don't want to mess with that. Maybe things are going well right now and you've got this kind of good routine. It's good, it's stable, safe, and secure. You don't want to risk that. You don't want to mess with that. On the other hand, this could be creating walls around you. It could be literally so much of this safety and security that now you're just kind of imprisoned by it. And you're not able to venture forth and really understand what your beautiful and harmonious and balanced life would be, your fully realized self would be like, because you're a little bit closed off from that. And that could be leading us back to this Two of Swords, this reluctance to do the difficult thing or make the sacrifices with the Hanged Man, do the challenging decision-making, right? The difficult choices. Because you have this good, stable thing going right now. You maybe don't want to mess with that. But I think this might be closing you off a little bit. It might be creating too thick or too high of walls around you, around your spirit, around your true desires and goals, right? Something to think about. The next card that we come to is the Nine of Wands. And this is a real harmony between your head and your heart, between your internal and external world, between the sun and the moon. That is where true strength comes from. When you know that you're being true to yourself and you're fulfilling your internal nature, your spirit, your true nature, the true intention of your soul, that's where true strength comes from. It's by having the conviction that we are doing what is right. And what does right mean? I think right is what is in harmony with ourselves on the deepest level, and that'll put us in harmony with the rest of the world and the universe too. Okay? That's where true strength comes from. The harmony between head and heart. Right? When the intention, the purpose is the same. It's in harmony. Right? I think this is what you're going for. I think this is what you in some ways are anxious about, that you want to have this, and maybe you're not sure right now if you do have this or if you will have this. But I promise you, if you keep working at this, you will have this. Okay. But I think this is kind of what you're concerned about, right? This is maybe what is giving you a little bit of anxiety this week. Now, the next card that we see is the projected outcome. Now, this, again, has two ways we could look at this. The first one, the kind of obvious interpretation, is that this is going to be a long process. This is something that's not measured in Earth time. It's measured in cosmic time. Okay? So it may not even be this lifetime. It may not be for hundreds or thousands of years that you finally achieve whatever kind of, spiritual or energetic perfection, balance, harmony that you're looking for. On the other hand, this card is also about being in harmony with the universe, going with the flow of your life, living the life that you are in, right? Being the person that you were born into, existing in the universe, the world, the environment that you were born into, embracing everything that your life, your birth has provided for you, right? So this is kind of being in harmony with things, even if we're not really in harmony with things. Even if we don't have what we think we want or who we think we are, we have to use the material that was given to us. Use the circumstances, use the energy, your particular skills too, and abilities and talents to function within the world as it is now, and not how we envision it to be in our ideals, or in our dreams, or in our projected future, what we wish for. We have to deal with what's going on right now, and the things that we have right now, and who we are right now. And that's where you start from. And now we're going to look at this confirmation card, because maybe this is kind of the key that is really going to tie everything together here. And, well, this is a bit of a key. This is basically a tying together. This is a justice or adjustment card. And this is really, I think, quite similar to this art or temperance card. It's about balance, right? And what does the justice, what does, this figure do? Balance, harmony, right? Putting things into perspective, seeing where there might be too much of one thing and not enough of the other, and balancing that out. Now, I said that at the beginning, it looked like you had a lot of balance already. Nothing was getting too much energy. Everything was just kind of nice and fulfilled and good. And there was harmony. But we were lacking something that would tie it all together into one fully realized entity, being, soul, spirit. And I think this is really just a confirmation of that. This is saying that everything, is in good proportion, but there's something that needs to tie it together. And this could be something as simple as an oath that you take with yourself, a bond, an agreement, a commitment to this path, a commitment to this life, a commitment to yourself, a commitment to this idea, a commitment to this art or temperance, this beautiful, alchemical marriage that you're striving for. So it could be really as simple as just stating that oath out loud and keeping yourself to it, keeping that oath and moving forward. So, we're looking for something that's going to tie all of this together, but I think it's going to be different for each one of you. But I think the way to do that and to discover that is to make the commitment to do it. And that may sound a little too lofty or mystical or mumbo jumbo, I don't know, but I think having that commitment to this is really important. And that's the confirmation card that we're getting. That's the mystery card here, is committing yourself to this. And once you commit to this, then you're going to have to make those sacrifices. You're going to have to make those decisions because you've committed to it. And this is the path that you're on. Now we're going to look at this a little bit more in the extended version. You can become a member of this channel by clicking on the link down in the description box. This was your weekly tarot forecast on Dove and Serpent Tarot.